Now I think it's sermon time. This summer, 26 youth and 5 adults went on a journey to Detroit. The thing you probably don't know, or maybe you do, is that we have been planning, working, and fundraising for this trip for 3 years. And many people wondered, why Detroit for the National Youth Gathering? Parents were like, is it safe? Why Detroit? So many other places that they could choose. Why Detroit? Detroit, the host city for the 2015 ELSA Youth Gathering, is a diverse city with a rich history. The birthplace of the car industry and Motown music, Detroit also played a critical role in the Underground Railroad. All through the media would have you believe Detroit is on the verge of collapse. Its residents know a different story. The city they know, our host city, has faced and continues to face its share of challenges. Yet, we went. And we believe God called us to Detroit for a reason, to learn from and serve among our brothers and sisters there. This journey wouldn't have happened without the support of this congregation. There are so many people that have their fingerprints on this journey that we took to Detroit. We thank you for all your support, prayer, thoughts, and much more. We want you all to know that we had a great week. We learned a lot about ourselves, others, and our faith, and we grew as a group. Now, we want to try to share with you our experience in Detroit. Hopefully it'll work. Here is a short video that hopefully will help put a picture in your head. No sound. All right, we'll move on. Talk about it as it's going. All right. What's going on now is, you think I would remember his name. I didn't. All right, people are walking, chilling in their orange shirts. This place, we gathered for our Proclaim Justice Day. So now it's empty, but then there was like 10,000 people there chilling in their orange shirts. Or sweating a lot because it was really hot. This is in the Cobo Center where a lot of activities took place, and this is people out and about doing their, it goes too fast. This is one of our speakers for the night. I don't know what he's saying. Jesus loves us, probably. Yeah. Sorry. Lots of orange shirts again. One of the offerings were diapers, and we collected 1 million diapers at the gathering. And then they had this big, this had lots of inflatables and games, and we painted murals and a whole bunch of different stuff. It's so hard to, they're doing the water walk, lots of music happening. Just worshiping, doing service, just a lot of experiences to experience. Here they're cleaning up Detroit, hanging out, helping each other. The bishop was there. She was exciting. This was from the Ford Field, another speaker. She's originally from Bemidji, Minnesota, so that was kind of cool. She's talking about her passion about helping people who are hungry. And there was a lot of singing and rapping and selfies taking place, a lot of dancing. I think the adults from my church outdanced the youth, though. We can really break out and move. This is the Motown All-Stars, and that was a highlight for our kids. That's Agape. He never gets old. Another speaker, he was from the first night, and I believe he's from University of Duke, and had really started the gathering off on a very awesome point. People still doing service work and chilling. That was a big part of the gathering. This was our Proclaim Community Day where we got to hang out with our synod, so we got to hang out with people from Minnesota from our synod, and that was awesome. And this is a lady saying how much the people from Detroit appreciated our help, and that it brought people to tears. And I believe that was her exact words, actually. So, it was awesome. It was very exciting. And I was telling Amy while I was preparing for this talk and with the youth, it's so hard. Like, the National Youth Gathering is something that you can't really replay or tell it very well. You almost just have to be there and experience it, because there's just so many people and so many things that are happening. So here the youth are going to talk, and they'll be a lot better at it than me. So the ELCA Youth Gathering is an event like no other. The gathering is an amazing way to worship together, to have fun, to volunteer in neighborhoods, building homes, painting walls, clearing debris, and other efforts, and to experience Detroit. Our youth gathered with 30,000 other youth from the ELCA from all over. What you do there is you wear bright-colored shirts, right, guys? You give a lot of high fives. You sweat a lot. You walk a lot. You worship with lots of people. You serve lots of people. You put pins on a lot of people, or you get pinned a lot. You like some things, and other things you don't care for. You learn that your adult leaders can play a serious game of floor hockey, that even though they may not be young, they can still break out and dance. We learn that youth and adults care for each other, that they respect each other, that we can learn from each other's stories. We all have a story to tell, and we can all learn from each other's stories. So now some of the youth that went on the trip this summer is going to come up and share with you some of their highlights or some of the things that we did on our trip. So they're going to say their names. And they all had a great time. They're just really tired this morning. So here we go. Yeah, you're all up. Barrett's going to start us off nice and loud. Hold it up to your mouth so the radio audience can hear you. If you don't want to share a highlight, you're fine. You don't have to. All right, here we go. Barrett, start us off.
I'm Barrett Scoggin, and one of the things I did in Detroit is I cut off 8 inches of my hair. And one of the reasons I did it was because I had been thinking about cutting my hair for a while, but I could never really decide on how short I wanted it. And we were at one of the last youth gathering meetings, and Jenny was like, you guys should cut your hair. And I was like, wow, that's really cool place to do it. Plus, you get half your hair cut off middle of the trip. People are like, whoa. So, plus it's really cool to be a part of something that big. And I think we got a lot of hair from a lot of girls donated a lot of hair, and so a lot of little kids have hair now, and it makes me feel really happy. So, yeah.
Okay, I'm Georgia Wagnald, and on Saturday we had our Proclaim Justice Day, and so we went to a neighborhood in Detroit and we cleaned it up, and we got to talk with some of the people who lived in the neighborhood, and it was a really cool experience.
I'm Matt Monkey, and at the beginning of our trip, after a really long overnight bus ride, we hopped off the bus and went to Second Harvest Food Bank and worked there for a few hours, and it was a really cool experience. We got through so much stuff, they couldn't get stuff to the second room because we were going through it so fast, and I think they ran out of stuff to give us, so we got a lot of work done. That was fun.
I'm Bauer Rogelsted, and one of my favorite parts of the trip was the mass gatherings at night. And every night all the 30,000 of us gathered in Ford Field and had worship, and it was really cool because there were a lot of good speakers and music people. It was really fun to worship with a bunch of people.
I'm Emily Keller, and one of my highlights from the trip was just getting to spend time with everyone in our group and getting to know each other better.
I'm Erica Walland, and my highlight for the trip was getting to know the leaders better.
I'm Caleb Peterson, and my highlight of the trip was when Skillet came and played for us live. I'm Nate Rano. I'm Nate Ronning, and my highlight was the Motown All-Stars.
Now I'm back on. There we go. All right. So I just want to share these numbers with you. Like I said, it's so hard to try to tell you what we experience at the gathering because it's just something that you have to experience, and I'm sure some of you even have experienced the gathering. But a gathering by the numbers, just listen to these crazy numbers. When a lot of people are gathered together, stuff gets done. 3,200 vacant lots were cleared of debris in Detroit. 319 vacant homes were boarded up. 26 dumpsters were filled. 600 neighborhood block clubs were affected. 36 urban gardens were installed. This is in 3 days, let me tell you. 99 picnic tables were built. 2,033 mural boards were created to beautify Detroit, because if the houses are boarded up and if the boards actually have a picture on it, it is proven that people don't affect those houses. 4,000 hats were made. 16 collages were made. 5,200 bracelets were made. 6,000 beaded bookmarks were made. These numbers blow my mind away. That's what Barrett was talking about. 2 of our youth gave blood while they were in Detroit. 609 units of blood were collected. 650 young people donated at least 8 inches of their hair. 1 million diapers were collected. 1,425 backpacks were filled and handed out. When people work together and come together, things happen, and it was just amazing. So we just, again, want to thank you so much for your support, not only financially, but just your support of prayers and always asking us how our trip was. This congregation loves their youth, and we greatly appreciate. So youth, let's give the congregation a round of applause. Thank you.